Good afternoon, Year 2. Welcome to this week's art lesson. So can you please start by writing in your date and skill into your catch-up book. So it's Tuesday the 9th of February 2021 and your skill is draw a shadow using a sculpture. Pause the video and have a go now. Okay, so today we are going to be learning about shadows. So I'd like you to pause the video in a minute and think about these questions. What is a shadow? How is a shadow created? And where have you seen shadows before? So pause the video and think about those three questions now. Okay, so a shadow is formed when an object does not allow the light to pass through it. So to make a shadow, you need a source of light, for example, the sun or a torch or maybe a light bulb, and you need something that blocks the light, for example, your hand or in this picture, a tree. So the object needs to be a solid object. If it's clear, then the sunlight will pass through it, or the light from your light will pass through it. Whereas if it's solid, it will stop the light from coming through it, and that's how you create your shadow. And you might have seen shadows before on the floor in the playground, or maybe now it's dark, we've got the lights on in your bedroom, or somewhere in your house underneath the lights. Okay, so how is our shadow different from Peter Pan's? Could our shadow run away from us? Pause the video, what do you think? No, definitely not. Let's have a little look at this clip to show you what it is that I'm talking about.
Huh?
So, can our shadows run away from us? No, they cannot run away from us. Okay, so for this lesson, you are going to need some foil. I've got my kitchen foil here, a piece of paper, so you can use your catch-up books, a black pen or pencil, and you might also need some blue tack or maybe just an extra pair of hands if your adult is there to help you. So you can pause the video and get your resources now. Okay, well done. Right, so today you are going to think of a position that your body might make when it's exercising, for example, doing a star jump or whatever you would like to use. And you are going to recreate this pose using the foil to make a sculpture. Words today are just failing me. So you will then either use a torch. So adults on most phones nowadays, they've got torches on if you don't have a torch with you, or you might be able to use the daylight. When I'm looking outside, it's all snowy, so it might not be the best idea to go outside and try and draw whilst it's snowing. But you might also just be able to use a light that you have in your house and sort of work your way underneath it so that you can use that light to help you draw your shadow of the sculpture. So here are some examples. You can pause the video and have a little look through them if you'd like to. Choose which one is your favourite. Okay, so now you've had a look at which ones you like and which ones are your favourite. I'd like you to think about what pose you will make when you're making your sculpture and see if you can make that pose with your body. So pause the video and decide this now. Well done. Okay. So here is how to make your sculpture. So you need to start off step 1 by scrunching up 2 long pieces of foil, and these will be your legs. Then step 2, you're going to wrap the foil, wrap one piece of foil around the other to make legs. So I'm going to do this at the same time actually. So I've ripped up 5 pieces of foil, so I'm going to make a sausage out of one. It's a funny noise, isn't it? So there's one of my legs, and the same with the other one. You can see one leg is definitely longer than the other there. So obviously you can spend a little bit more time doing yours than I am going to spend on this one. And then I'm going to wrap the foil around of one around the other to then make my legs. And then step 3, you can scrunch up another piece of foil and twist the foil around the body. It's got quite a long body, my sculpture. So you can twist it around like so. How's that looking? All right, and then you can use, if you can, use that piece of foil to make arms, but I'm going to just use 2 other bits to make my arms. So again, making sure you're doing it in a sausage-like fashion. It's quite a long arm. And my other one. Okay, and I'm going to wrap one end of the foil around my body. Not my body, that would be weird. It would have to be a bit longer to try and make some arms. How's that looking? All right, we're getting there. And then you need to scrunch up another piece of foil. I think this is the head. Oh, so you can secure the middle and the legs. So I've sort of done that in the same bit. And I'm going to try and plonk this on top as a head. Maybe plonk wasn't the right word, but you know what I'm trying to say. So again, you can spend a lot longer on yours than I'm spending on this. I don't know how to attach that. It's all trial and error, isn't it? Oh, Discord message. Okay, so long arms and a tiny head my sculpture has got, but that's fine. And then you can maneuver your pieces of your sculpture to create whatever pose it is that you're going for. So I'm going to do a bit of a rock star pose, one arm in the sky, and maybe like a bit of a lunge going on. So can you see that? I hope you can see that. So that's my sculpture, but you can do whatever you want to do. So can you please pause the video and use your foil to make your sculpture now? Okay, so next, if you've got blue tack, you can stick 2 pieces of blue tack on the bottom where your feet would be. This is just so you can stick it onto your book to help you draw your shadow. If you don't have blue tack, please don't worry. You can maybe ask your adult to help you hold it, or you might just have to hold it with one hand and sort of draw with the other. Okay, so again, if you're using the blue tack, you can stick it, and I keep going to say plonk, stick it onto the edge of your catch-up book so that it sort of stands up. If you're using the blue tack, you can do that now. If you're not though, then we'll carry on. Okay, so then this is how you're going to draw your shadow. So you've made your sculpture, now you're going to draw the shadow. So use the blue tack to stick your paper to your whiteboard. So if you have got a whiteboard, which I know some of you do, you can stick a piece of paper onto your whiteboard to make it more sort of easier to lean on. But I think most of you will probably be doing this straight into your catch-up books. So either lean that on something hard, or you probably don't need to do this because I know a lot of you are quite far through your catch-up books now. And then you're going to use the blue tack that's on the bottom of your sculpture, if you've got it, and stick it onto one end of your piece of paper. Make sure you don't stick it in the middle, because then you won't be able to fit your shadow in. So either hold it on one end of your paper or blue tack it down. And then you're going to put your sculpture attached to its piece of paper in daylight, if you can make it outside. I don't think many of you will be able to though, because my window is very snowy at the moment, but you could put it underneath the light. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I'm directly under a light in my kitchen, and so on my hand you can see the shadow of my sculpture. So if this is your piece of paper, that's then what you want, so that you can draw around it. Again, obviously adults, most of your phones will have a torch on that you can use if that's slightly easier to maneuver. Then you're going to use your black pen or pencil to draw around the shadow that is on your piece of paper and colour it in. Okay, can you have a go at doing that now for me then, please? Pause the video, off you go. Okay, well done. I can't wait to see what you come up with. So our final thought then, time for an investigation. So can you please use your torch or your light, whatever you're using, to see what sort of shadow puppets you can make with your hands. So below are a few examples to help you. Which is your favourite shadow puppet that you create? So you can maybe ask somebody to take a picture of it, and you can send it in to me or Miss Dellum. So again, you can find sort of a blank wall, or somewhere in your house that's quite flat would be helpful. Use your torch if you've got a torch on your phone, or a real torch would be cool. Or again, just manoeuvring sort of a lamp so that your light is on here, and then your wall is over here, and your hand is in the middle, so it's blocking that light from getting through. And then you can see if you can make any of these shapes. So we've got a butterfly, a deer, a duck, and a snail. Okay, I can't wait to see your shadow sculptures and see if you can do these hand puppets, and I will speak to you later. All right, take care. Bye.